And we're back. Just finished Holland 44. Really good game. It's an Allied victory. It will either be an automatic win at the end of turn 19, or they'll win it on points anyway by turn 20. They've got elements of 43rd Division over the Lower Rhine. There's 4 or 5 units there now, and they've got what 6, 7, 8 city hexes, including the 2 special towns, and they've lost I think 3.5 points worth of units. So they're definitely going to win on the VP, and it'll probably be an automatic at the end of turn 19 anyway. But a really enjoyable game. There are things I would do differently next time, particularly as the German. I think the Allied game is probably a bit more obvious as to what you've got to do. But the German, maybe he's got some more options. He's got these off-board areas that he can try and relocate units around the boundaries and maybe pose threats somewhere else. That gives him a few more options. There's definitely a few changes I would make to my defensive game plan as a German. Not quite sure exactly what yet. I'm not really sort of finalised my thoughts, but I know there's potential for change and improvement actually. I think it probably gave the Allies a bit of an easy run between Nijmegen and Arnhem. But what a very well crafted game. There was so much to like about it, and it feels very different to all the other ones in the series. The nature of the airborne landings, the pockets of sort of independent battles that are going on over the map. So it's great. I'll show you the positions. I want to clear the table. I bought where's it gone? Command and Consequence on the back of playing it on Vassal with a couple of friends, because I've got Triumph and Tragedy, which I really like, and I wasn't convinced that the Pacific would work well with the system, but it's another very well done game, so I picked up a copy. I need to stick all the blocks. Always a joy. But anyway, Holland 44, thoroughly recommend it. We'll try and play it again face to face before all the rules sort of diffuse into my head somewhere. I can still hopefully try and recall the more important ones. But let's have a look at the map at the end. Let's try and capture the position on the map at the end of the game. Sweeping along the west edge, you'll see we got to a bit of a stalemate. That Hertogenbosch city was never going to be reached, and that line pretty much hasn't changed for the last 3 or 4 turns. They've been trading blows. I think they are King Tigers actually in that particular town. Makes it pretty tough to shift them out of there. So they just agreed to settle on that particular position. So you've got 3 points for Eindhoven, another one for Helmond down here, and there's the 2 for these starred towns on the eastern map edge, and you'll see they've pretty much nailed that position down. You've got to be protective of your damaged units because there's a number of remnants on the map. And a quick shifty at the remnant situation. I think last time I counted there was about 11 units in there, so there are 11 remnants on the map. So you need to be careful where you leave them. Don't give the German any targets. So I've tried to, there's one in there for example, you try and get them out of the way a little bit. There's another armoured remnant in Aston. So you've got to be a bit careful. You've got to sort of recycle your units, try and protect the ones that are down to the last step, because you really can't afford those VP losses. Position at Grave eventually collapsed under the weight of the pressure from Guards Armoured and other formations. The combination of some aircraft and the artillery, in the end it was just too much, and the Germans have fallen back, slightly worn and battered. And in the wooded battles just south of Nijmegen, the Allies have also come off the better of that. And you'll see there's a 1, 2, 3 power remnant in Nijmegen itself, and the main powers have pushed beyond Nijmegen into the polder. Now that's important because when you're tracing supply, the overland portion is allowed to trace through enemy ZOCs, or one enemy ZOC, or many if they're occupied by friendly units. But the road trace part of the supply is not allowed to go into a ZOC, even if there's a friendly unit in there. So you've got to push the Germans beyond 1 hex of that bridge. Otherwise, all these guys out here are out of supply and won't count for victory points. So there's a bit of planning required. But the combination of not enough defence, I think, and there's a ferry there which has shipped in some 43rd Division on just west of Arnhem, and the main bridge has allowed others to move into the city. So it's a done deal now, but pretty close. This is situational on turn 19 of 20. But thoroughly recommend the game if you've got a chance to play it, either face to face or even solitaire. It works fine solitaire. I think it's one of the better ones of the series, one that I will hopefully get to play again in the not too distant future. That's all for now.